यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिव श्रील अभय चरण बिंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। श्रीमद् भागवतम 9 cantos, 14 chapter, text number 7. 7, 8, 9, 7, 8 doesn't have translation as a purport. I'll read. सर्वदेव गणोपेतो महेन्द्रो गुरुन्वयात् सूरासुरा विनाशोऽभूत् समरस्तारकामयः. Translation. King Indra, accompanied by all kinds of demigods, joined the side of Brihaspati. There was a great fight, destroying both demons and demigods, only for the sake of Tara, Brihaspati's wife. Text 8. निवेदितो थांगिरासा सोमाम निर्भर्त्स्य विश्वकृत ताराम सौभर्त्रे प्रयाच्छद अंतर्बत्निम अवैत्पति. Translation. When Lord Brahma was fully informed by Angira about the entire incident, he severely chastised the moon god Soma. Thus, Lord Brahma delivered Tara to her husband, who could then understand that she was pregnant. This text 9, it has this purport. Okay, we'll recite. Taja su dusprange matshitrad ahitam parei naham tvam bhasmasat kuryam Istriyam santanike sati त्यज्या सु दुष्प्रांगे मत्क्षेत्राद अहितं परै नाहं त्वं भस्मसात् कुर्याम स्त्रियं सांतनिके सति. Okay. त्यजासु दुष्प्रांगे मत्क्षेत्राद अहितं परै नाहं त्वां भस्मसात् कुर्याम स्त्रियं सांतनिके सति. Okay, Prabhuji. त्यजासु दुष्प्राज्ञे मत्क्षेत्राद आहितं परै नाहं त्वां भस्मसात् कुर्याम स्त्रियां सांतानिके सति. Teja tejasu duspragye matsitrad ahitam parei naham tvam bhasmasat kuryam striyam santani keshati. Mataji. Teja tejasu duspragye matsitrad ahitam parei naham tvam bhasmasat kuryam striyam santani keshati. Synonyms: Teja, deliver. Teja, deliver. Ashu, immediately. Duspragye, you foolish omen. Matshetrat, from the womb meant for me to impregnate. Ahitam, begotten. Parai, by others. Na, not. Aham, I. Tvam, you. Bhasmasat, burnt to ashes. Kuryam, shall make. Striyam, because you are a woman. Santanike, wanting a child. Asati, although you are unchaste. Translation and purport given by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Brihaspati said, you foolish omen, your womb which was meant for me to impregnate has been impregnated by someone other than me. Immediately deliver your child. Immediately deliver your child. Be assured that after the child is delivered, I shall not burn you to ashes. I know that although you are unchaste, you wanted a son. Therefore I shall not punish you. Purport. Tara was married to Brihaspati, and therefore as a chaste woman she should have been impregnated by him. But instead she preferred to be impregnated by Soma, the moon god, and therefore she was unchaste. Although Brihaspati accepted Tara from Brahma, when he saw that she was pregnant, he wanted her to deliver a son immediately. Tara certainly very much feared her husband, and she thought she might be punished after giving birth. Thus Brihaspati assured her that he would not punish her, for although she was unchaste and had become pregnant illicitly, she wanted a son. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Mahavishnu Swaminiti Nama. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Disatari. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I forgot to read this translation of these two sloka. First I'll read this from 798. Sloka text 7. Translation. King Indra, accompanied by all kinds of demigods, joined the side of Brihaspati. Thus there was a great fight, destroying both demons and demigods, only for the sake of Tara, Brihaspati's wife. Text 8. Translation. When Lord Brahma was fully informed by Angira about the entire incident, he severely chastised the moon god Soma. Thus Lord Brahma delivered Tara to her husband, who could then understand that she was pregnant. Then text 9. Brihaspati said, "You foolish woman, your womb which was meant for me to impregnate has been impregnated by someone other than me. Immediately deliver your child, immediately deliver it. Be assured that after the child is delivered, I shall not burn you to ashes. I know that although you are unjust, you wanted a son, therefore I shall not punish you." Here, this story goes like this. Um, Tara was married to Brihaspati, and the moon god Soma, he's become in charge of drugs, medicine, and all brahmanas. He became so much, and he conquered all three planetary system, upper, lower, and middle planetary system, and he became so puffed up, and his pride became so higher, so much, and so at last he attacked the wife of Brihaspati. Although Brihaspati is the pujari, is the priest of demigods. So he's very learned scholar Brahman, and this moon god Soma, he became puffed up with due to pride, due to he conquered three planetary system and became in charge of this dogs, so many things, and due to this pride, and he kidnapped forcefully the wife of Brihaspati. And it looks so shameless, and it is so bad to kidnap other wife. And not only this, he impregnated her. Here this Soma, moon god, from this incident we can understand this pride is, Prabhupada especially saying in this some former chapter, this translation we can say, due to pride, out of pride he did this. Of course lust is there. If someone is attracting towards woman, means this is, of course, lust is there, and basically he encroached the wife of Ceylon priest and brahmanas, and this is very bad. This is out of so much pride. And regarding this pride, so we have to understand so many things. So out of this pride this is among six enemies. This pride is enemies to us, means to all living entities who are bound up this material world by the material law of natures. Among this kama, krodha, lobha, matsarya, this mother is pride, becoming so much puffed up. And it is very significant. We can see nowadays this prideness is the degree of prideness in the people. Of course, they have nothing, but they have big pride. This we can see. This is just illusion. This is maya. This covering one's identity due to this pride. I have some. Actually, I don't need to share my experience, but it is not good. But that is one that I learned. This really pride is so powerful. So pride is really doing something in this material world, and is binding so nicely jivas in there. I saw one guard, Chowkidar. He's in my university. That I'm talking just 2 minutes with him, and he's saying, I did here 38 years security. Of course, it means he's standing 30 years in the gate, and he's feeling so much proud. I'm doing like this. So this prideness, even they have nothing such crucial jobs, not crucial things. People feels pride, and due to this, of course, they don't have nothing and they have pride. But what maybe those who have something, of course, they will have pride, and this pride checks up to surrender to us. This pride only due to we don't want to surrender due to this pride, and this pride is taking us far away from Krishna. Why I have to surrender? I have so many things. I have qualification, I have job, I have income, I have properties, so many things. So I have to surrender. But it is nothing. Just it is bodily conception. This is like I am this body. This is just due to the relation of this or consciousness, polluted consciousness, due to matter, due to material energies. And Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, 5 sloka. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinavritti kamaha dvondair vimukta sukha dukha sangai gachanti moda paramabhyayam tat. So this nirmana moha, Krishna is noting this sloka first. Nirmana means those who are out of false ego, false pride. Nirmana moha. Of course, all moha, jitasanga, dosha, these things are there. Moha, this nirmana, so who are free from this false pride, they are the qualified person. Gachanti param abhyayam, that means they can go to the param abhyayam, means to beyond this material coverings, beyond this material entanglement. These people are qualified to cut the knot, hard knot of this bondage. And Prabhupada nicely giving this purport about this false pride. Of course, this scholar, this materialistic scholar especially, they have nothing knowledge. Nothing means in the sense they don't have spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge, which is called as Raja Vidya, king of knowledge. But they are giving so many huge lectures and so many huge writing books. Prabhupada said there's huge volumes of ignorance. There's volumes of ignorance, and there is stacked in the big library. And of course, people are making big library in their house also. And this so-called knowledge, so-called ignorance. And they will show when some guest come, and they will show so many big racks, big full of books. Just they are showing their ignorance. Of course, there is nothing. Just Prabhupada saying in this purport, this 15.5, Bhagavad Gita 15.5. This is just like they are just promoting this materialistic, this is animalistic propensities. Ahara nindra bhaya maithunam cha saman etat pasubhi narana dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho dharme nahi na pasubhi sama. So this the same thing they are promoting, only this necessities of this animal propensities, but they are posing themselves as a great leader, great scholar. Why? This is just due to pride of this material education. This is nothing spiritual. And also, of course, somehow we also being suffered by this, contaminated by these teachings, and we also feel something. Oh, I did some this degree, I got some this degree. But the problem with this material education is it doesn't teach us the way of surrenderness. It doesn't teach us humility. It doesn't teach us vinaya. But the real education, the real education will gives vinaya. So the vidya dadati vinaya means vidya gives the vinaya, humility. This humility is the key point. This is to accept the surrenderness. This humility brings us. This humility draws the mercy of Krishna to our heart. This humility is so important thing. But the problem is this materialistic education, it is killing humility. So this is destroying completely humility of the learners. And of course, those who are, we can see, isn't it? So we can see those who are material educated, they don't have such a humility. They cannot give respect to the seniors. Of course. So they are, because of the pride. And here, same thing. Soma is also becoming so proud. He became so puffed up. And due to this false pride, and he is doing this such a bad work. See, it is not very good. It doesn't seem. It is, of course, demigod. He can have so many apsaras, but why he have to encroach upon this priest wife? So it is not. So due to, see how he get to fall down due to this false pride. And in devotional service also we have to be so much careful about how much pride I have. This how much pride. Of course, everybody have some qualities. Okay, Soma was in charge of drugs, and Indra was king of heaven. But everybody has some qualities. But it doesn't need to have to be so much proud. Lord Krishna is giving by mercifully this propensity to execute devotional service and to came to understand I am the servant of Krishna, and by this way I can serve Krishna in my best capacity. This is how Lord Krishna is giving this propensity to us. But unfortunately, due to illusory boundaries, we are feeling, oh, I'm the supermost one. Of course, the people doesn't have nothing so much big things, but they are feeling. Why? Due to this false pride. Not only pride, this is a false pride. Prabhupada said the real pride is, I am the servant of Krishna. See, this is the real pride. And of course, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, Jivira Swarupa hai Nitya Krishna Das. Nitya means eternal position. Constitutionally, these jivas are the servant. See? And this pride is taking us to surrender, to progress in spiritual life. And by execution of devotional service, by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by accepting instruction from spiritual masters, and by regular engaging in devotional service, these things, by practicing these things, we can cut this false ego. But sometimes devotees in heart, they grows up some false ego. Even they are executing devotional service, but why sometimes this ego increases? But in this correction, the answer will be like this. Because devotional service should be freed from ulterior motives. If we have some ulterior motives, then the devotional service, of course, devotional service gives us strength, purifies us, gives us power. But if these things are to please Krishna, to serve Krishna, to progress in a spiritual life, but if these things are diverted for ulterior motives, for maybe puja la pratishtha, due to this, even we are executing devotional service, some of these bad things will grow in our heart. So this we have to be little sincere about this regarding execution of devotional service. So we have to anukullena Krishna anusilana. So for the pleasure of Krishna, not for the sake of my false prestige, not for the sake of my false ego, not to increase this balloon of ego. So this should be, at least philosophically, if you understood, then we can execute in some days. We have to try. And there are so many things regarding this ego and this false pride. Of course, this we have to give up anyway. Where we want to learn these things because we have to give up. We don't want this. That's why we want to learn something what this is ego. And Lord Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita about these egos, false ego, false pride, due to having some material acquisitions, some material powers. This egos comes like this. but we have to try to develop at least real ego. We have to try to, at least even philosophically, theoretically, we have to develop. We have to contemplate our mind. I am not this body. I am a spirit soul. I am the servant of Krishna. This is my real ego. See how Lord Hanuman ji, he is so much egoistic in the matter. I am the servant of Lord Ramchandra. So, and he is so worshipable throughout the whole world. So everybody worships. It means everybody give respects to Hanuman ji because he is a great devotee. He has developed really this sense of real ego. I am the servant of Lord Ramchandra. I will fight for the pleasure of Lord Rama. So this is the what we have to. Of course, it is very glorious to become the servant of Krishna. It is by only chance, by the only fortunate people will get the devotional service to Krishna. Everybody are not accepting. See? But at least we are accepting means we can cultivate these things. So like this even see this false pride. Moon god Soma became inflicted by this false pride, and he did such wrongful acts. And then what happened after he did this? And so this story is very, very knowledge, giving us knowledge. But in Srimad Bhagavatam, Maharaj Parikshit is going to die in 7 days. And this is story. How this story is useful for him. But it is very useful for not only him, for everybody, those who hears Bhagavatam. Because these things keeps us purifying our attitude, our consciousness for execution of pure devotional service. And here then, uh, then what happened is when Soma encroached the wife of Brihaspati. Of course, Brihaspati was the priest of Brahmana, priest of demigods. And anyway, demigods are going to support Brihaspati because he was a priest of Brihaspati. And by this demonic, at least in this case, this Soma has some demonic attitude developed. And he have to fight against demigods. He himself is a demigod and he is fighting against demigods. It looks some contradictory, but due to what? Due to this pride. Not only demigods are fighting. Sometimes devotee also fighting due to same thing. The demigods are also fighting. So sometimes this happens, but we should understand correctly which is the real ego. Both parties are fighting, but which is the which is best fit for Krishna? Which is Anukulyana and Krishna Anusilana? Some may have good ego and some may have bad ego. So good ego we have to support, we have to cultivate. Likewise, all these demigods, including Indra, they supported of course Brihaspati. And Lord Shiva also supported to Brihaspati because Lord Shiva accepted a spiritual instruction from Angira Rishi, and Brihaspati was a son of Angira Rishi, and that's why Lord Shiva also supported him. and due to this event, this moon god, the Soma, he have to take another party's shelter to fight. That's why he took support from demons, and including Sukra also supported Soma, and like this. A big war happened, and thus there was a great fighting, destroying both the demons and demigods only for the sake of Tara. See, so but the cause is the woman. See, and the big demigods, they are in charge of this universal affairs, and they are fighting. They are fighting for a woman. See, so this is what material world. At least Hanuman fight for Lord Ramchandra as a service. But they are fighting. Oh, of course, it happens in material world. This is not good. That's why we have to understand. See, and this is the problem of this is the material world. And then again, text number 8. There is very nice thing in text 8. When Lord Brahma was fully informed by Angira, the entire incident, he severely chastised the moon god Soma. And the Lord Brahma delivered Tara to her husband, who could then understand that she was pregnant. And this event, this demigods and this demigod and demons, they are fighting due to cause of this Tara and Angira Rishi. He was the son of Lord Brahma, and he informed to Lord Brahma this incident is going on, and demigods and demons, they are fighting like this. And then then Brahmaji came, and Brahmaji he severely chastised the moon god Soma. It is very nice to discuss this point. Brahma ultimately came, and he chastised moon god. Of course, this moon god is doing bad. Moon god is doing some illicit work, so that is not good, and that's why chastise. That's why Brahmaji is severely chastising. Here, exact Sanskrit word is there. He is severely nirvartasya, means severely chastising severely, and not so simply. He is severely chastising because he is doing such a severe mistake that one shouldn't do in one's life anyway. And this regarding this chastisement, it is so much important, at least for those who want to progress in spiritual life. They should accept the chastisement of spiritual master, of higher authority. Because we cannot understand what mistake I did out of illusion, out of some pride, out of ego. We could not understand sometimes what faults I did. But those who are learned, those who are higher authority, they can see, oh, this is bad. And they can chastise us. And this chastisement is for our spiritual progress. And it is very, and this just regarding this chastisement, we can see so many examples. This chastisement helps us to cut our false pride, due to which we are feeling puffed up. We are feeling oneself, I'm something, I'm servant of Krishna, that is enough. But we are feeling something better than, I'm something, I'm controller, these things, this prideness. And due to this chastisement, we can realize this is false. And we can rectify ourselves by this chastisement. And you can see so many examples in our Vedic scriptures of this chastisement. Due to this chastisement, they understood their real position. I am not the controller. Indra, one example of Indra. Indra was chastised by Lord Krishna. In Krishna's pastime, you can see Indra became so puffed up, and Indra tried to check and try to destroy the devotee of Vrindavans by pouring the rainwater so much heavily. So because they are not worshipping furthermore Indra. They are not doing Indra Yajna. And Indra is not getting anything from this sacrifice. But he's thinking, I'm the giver, I'm the control of rain, I'm such a king of demigods, and these Vrindavan Vasis, they are just village people, and they are not worshipping me, and they are not following their parampara. And he became so puffed up. Why devotee have to do Indra Yajna? No need to do Indra Yajna, because they are already doing so many yajna for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. Now in Kali Yuga, Sankirtan Yajna is the best yajna. Like this, Indra became so much puffed up. And finally, Lord Krishna treated him. And then he realized, oh, someone is more powerful than me. So, like this, chastisement helps us to realize our false ego, due to which we are suffering, due to which we are not ready to surrender to the Krishna. In any respect, Lord is so much powerful. But due to this false, we don't want to surrender. And there is another example also. Daksha also became so much proud due to his position and power. And due to this false pride, he committed great offenses towards Lord Shiva. And these things, see how very nice we can understand in our life. This, due to pride also we are doing Vaishnava Parad, isn't it? No, of course we are doing due to pride, due to false ego. We are not giving respect to those whom we have to give respect. And this pride caused Daksha to destroy himself. See, finally Lord Shiva came and chopped his head. The pride, see. So we have to cut this false ego. See, we can see such a vivid example from scriptures, and we can understand, okay, then we have to understand, okay, I shouldn't have any false ego. On any matter, I already told, everything has some activity, some qualities. Prabhupada also said so many times, we have to see some higher than us, then our ego will be slightly smashed. So this, and regarding one time, Srila Prabhupada is telling a story about his Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj, his Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. And one time, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is giving lecture, Bhagavatam lecture. And as a hearer, Srila Prabhupada is so immersed, so careful in hearing from the lotus mouth of his Guru Maharaj. And by the side there is one old God brothers, Srila Prabhupada, old Guru brothers. And he tries to talk with Srila Prabhupada in class. But this old God brothers, he was a retired doctor, and he was paying at that time 60 rupees to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he is so heavily chastised in the class among all devotees. Do you thinking You are buying us with your 60 rupees? You have to hear. I'm speaking means you have to hear. You came here for hearing. Like this, Srila Prabhupada is, Srila Prabhupada, in the sense, he's Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. He's chastising so much heavily. This chastisement, it is helpful us. We have to think ourselves fortunate to be chastised by our senior devotees, our authorities, our Guru Maharaj, because they can see what type of, how he is puffing up. They can clearly understand how he is becoming like this balloon. What is the cause? And they know how to smash it. And that's why we have to accept chastisement as a bliss, as a mercy from our senior devotees. And that should be our attitude. We should not be so fried of just due to chastisement. And Srila Prabhupada is so heavy just regarding chastisement. And there are so many examples that Prabhupada chastised. Even one time there is Hari Sauri Prabhu happened, these things. By somehow or others, while serving water to Srila Prabhupada, water drops from his tip of nail drop. I like this. And but he's thinking what to do. But he was not so much at that time, not trained at that time. And he is serving Prabhupada. And Prabhupada saw this baby and Prabhupada nicely, that's why you are mlecha. Prabhupada told like, that's why you are mlecha. Because Prabhupada is, immediately he will chastise. Because this is the quality and this is the responsibility of a spiritual master, to chastise the disciple, to correct them, to let them progress in a spiritual life. So that is the key point. And so many examples we can see. Chastisement by Nimai Pandit to Kesab Kashmiri. There is one nice picture. Kesab Kashmiri, he Digvijay Pandit, Kesab Kashmiri, he was so puffed off. He is defeating all Brahmins, all scholar, all learned personality throughout the whole Bharatvarsha. And he came to defeat Nimai Pandit. Of course, Nimai Pandit, he is Lord Chaitanya. He Lord Krishna himself. He knows all Shastra, he knows all Siddhanta, he knows all grammar, all poetics. He knows everything. But Kesab Kashmiri, out of pride, out of ego, he came to defeat the Brahmanas, defeat the learned scholars in Nadia. And the Nadia people, they know Nimai Pandit, he knows everything. He is a great scholar. Okay, let Nimai Pandit will fight with him. And Nimai Pandit, he easily smashed, he easily defeated him. This is one chastisement given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It means a chastisement is just to cut the ego of those devotees who are developing out of their progress in something, out of gaining ability, out of gaining some expertise in some field, they will get some egos, and that needs to be cut. Of course, expertise should be there. Expertise, we should develop expertise. We should be daksha in the service of Krishna, like Arjuna was expert in fighting, isn't it? Arjuna was expert in fighting. We should be expert, but by the same way, we should not develop some sorts of false ego, some sorts of false pride. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, Trinadapi sunichena tarur api shahishuna. Amanina manadena kirtaniya shadhari. This amanitvam, these things, the main thing we have to always careful. And so many examples we can see regarding the chastisement. And another beautiful things in chastisement. Chanakya Pandit also said so many things regarding chastisement. This father, mother, and guru, they have to chastise their children, because by chastisement they will develop the good qualities. And Chanakya Pandit said, no? Isn't it? And then up from 6 to 15, is it? The age of this group, we have to chastise. And at that time they will develop good qualities. Not just patting, oh my son. Not just only patting. Of course, whenever required, we have to praise, but we have to, but father, mother should chastise. So nowadays, father, mother, they are so much, they will have only one child and they will love so much and they become so much, they will not chastise more and they will become so much puffed up. I saw one example in my relatives. He has no fathers and mother is loving so much, and even at the age of 16, mother is brushing shoes of his child. So it is so heavy. So this love should be there, but for what this love? There is one example in Mahabharata we can see. Uh, exactly, I don't know. Lord Krishna sent to whom to seek and go and see some signs. You will see the starting of Kali Yuga. Exactly, I don't know name. I forgot who. And he tells to Krishna, and he narrates this story like this: the cow is licking the calf, and she is licking so much, so much, so much. All four will come out from the body. Only red skin will be there, and even she is licking this child, this calf, and the calf is suffering. Even the cow is licking. So these things will happen in Kali Yuga. Father, mother, they loves their child so much, and due to their loves, they will destroy themselves. So due to lack of this chastisements is required, and it is the responsibility of guru, father, mother, authorities to chastise whenever required, and we have to accept it as fault correction, and it will cut our false ego. And then uh, and regarding chastisement, and of course nobody likes chastisement. Nobody likes to be chastised, isn't it? But Lord Krishna likes chastisement because he is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He can take pleasure from so many things, and his nature is like this. He is to enjoy the things because he is a real bhokta, real purusha, and he is enjoying the chastisement of Mother Yashoda. Nobody likes chastisement, but Krishna is enjoying the chastisement of Mother Yashoda. And because everybody, Prabhupada is giving in Bhagavad lecture this thing, everybody coming to Krishna and praying, praise Krishna, and so giving so much respect to Krishna, and everybody are giving so much. But Krishna also, Prabhupada saying like this, Krishna also wants sometime to be chastised. Okay, someone come and say, oh, you are Krishna, you are fool, and you are rascal. But who can say this? Nobody can say this. So that's why, so that's why Krishna want to release the pleasure, the rasas of chastisement. He select some devotees, some exalted, pure devotee as his father and mother, and he will accept this chastisement and he will enjoy. And that's why this chastisement, we can see Damodar Lila. See how glorious it became. Where Krishna is enjoying the pastime of chastisement by Mother Yashoda. And it became so very nice pastimes for devotee to hear and to release. See, even this chastisement. Chastisement is good for those who try to progress in spiritual life to go Krishna. And chastisement for Krishna, it is a pleasure from his devotee. See, this is nice point regarding this chastisement. And another this 9 number shloka here is so nice things here. Brihaspati is scolding his wife because she became impregnated by Soma, because a wife should be wife should be always they should maintain their chastity. This is the what is Stri Dharma. And here Brihaspati is scolding you. One nice word is here. Scolding. Immediately impregnated by someone. Immediate deliver. Another scolding his wife. You are unchaste. Like this. I know that although you are unchaste, asati. See, woman should be chaste towards the husband. This is called Stri Dharma. And how important that this chastity in Kali Yuga, of course it is Practically, very few are only following chastity. But the chastity is so much important. Why? To Prabhupada said in one lecture, to keep a society in peace, to run even at least the society in peaceful way, women should be chaste. And from the chaste woman, only good offspring will come. Pure offspring, children will come. And they accept this spiritual knowledge. They can accept, they can try, they can endeavor for a spiritual practice. Of course, everybody can spiritual practice, but these pure children, they are much more qualified to progress in a spiritual life. They can progress. Their intelligence will be sharp. They will become pure. They will not be contaminated. So this is the great responsibilities of all women, all girls, children here, whatever, they have to keep their chastities. And we have to teach, we have to preach these things. Nowadays, nobody are preaching regarding chastities. Nobody preaching, but it is very most important. This by practicing chastities, women get purities. Women becomes pure, and they will get spiritual strength. They will get power like Gandhari. So just by following a chastity, just becoming a chaste wife. And there are so many examples of chaste women we can see in our scriptures. Even though very difficult condition, how they are maintaining the chastity. See, from these things we can understand how much important that chastity is. And of course, those who want to progress in Krishna consciousness, for them there is no option of chastity. There is no option. But it is very good to follow them also, to become subordinate to the husband, and to keep their family to peaceful, to manage. It is the great responsibilities of all women. And there is so many example we can see of the great. This is a pure chastities of like Nala Damayanti story in Mahabharata. Even such a worst condition, this Nala Damayanti, they are suffering. But they are keeping their chastity. But Damayanti is keeping her chastity. Even such a worst condition. So it seems from this story how much important the chastity women should have to keep. And we can see from the story of Draupadi Maharani, Sita Maharani, Mandodari, wife of Ramana. So these things, and regarding chastities, Srila Prabhupada is speaking, giving so many stories he is giving. And due to this following chastity, woman gets respect in society. And women are secure also. Though even those who are chaste women, they are more secure. Those who are not chaste, they are insecure. Because chaste women, they will always under the protection of their husband. Husband will protect. They will follow the instruction of their husband, and they will assist their husband in progressing in Krishna consciousness. So like that, the family will run very nicely in a spiritual way. But the thing is, nowadays, there is no education regarding chastity. So girls are sending by somehow or others to the college, university. They are mingling with opposite sex, and they are losing their purity. It means they are losing their purity. Purity losing. Those who lose purity, for them spiritual progress spiritual realization is of course difficult. So that is the things. And those who are unchaste, they are insecure in the society. Insecure. There are so many woman hunters peoples. They can enjoy others' wife, beautiful woman. But those who are chaste, they are more secure. So many accidents are happening, and you can see. But why these are happening? Due to same things. Women are not following chastity. Men are not following brahmachari. So that's a problem. And these things keeps us pure. The purity, as much as chastity is important for women, the brahmachari is important for men. Because this keeps us pure. This keeps us always nurturing our spiritual life, to release the spiritual bliss, to understand the spiritual subject matters. But these things, Because ultimately we are not this body. That to realize is spirituals, to realize I'm not this body, we are a spirit soul. It is a big journey, it is not short, it is a big achievements to get these achievements. So that's why we have to follow some rules. It looks some hard, but if we follow, really we'll get these things. It is sure. Nishchaya. Utsaha nishchaya dhairya. Because we should be always enthusiastic. So that's why this three main point we understood this. Pride, how due to pride Soma did this, and Soma became heavily chastised. He became heavily chastised by Lord Brahma regarding his this mischiefs, and and then Brahma returned Tara to Brihaspati, and then Brihaspati is scolding, why you accept to become pregnant? Of course you kidnap, but why you have to accept? You can reject these things at least. So that's why he's scolding. Yeah, of course it's not good. So like this, very important. We can also Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam is giving such a vivid instructions, such a nice spiritual knowledge. So these are so much important for us, those who wants to progress in a spiritual life, those who wants to cut the suffering of all material bondage, those who want to finish this material existence in this life. For them, these instructions are very important. Hare Krishna. Any comment, any question, and any suggestion, any realization? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.